lot of people in the United States are starting to question why the government is allowing our food to literally be poisoned. It's been proven that there are preservatives in our food that cause people to have inflammation, certain fake sugars like high fructose corn syrup, which will give people diabetes, cause obesity, etc. People that come to this country that's never eaten American food, they have an adverse reaction to their body a lot of times when they first start eating the American food. Case in point, I want you to hear what this, sister has to say what happened to her when she came here and started eating American food.
Swollen, like I can't even take my ring off, and they're super flaky.
I lost close to 15 pounds in my first 2 or 3 months in America. Believe it or not, this is the body of a 29-year-old. My body couldn't break down the meat in America. Bread, I couldn't eat bread. I literally had to drive maybe 45 minutes to an hour to eat my vegetables. Let alone sugar. I still don't drink juice. And then the alcohol. I kept on saying to my sister, what do they put in alcohol? This is not regular alcohol. I'm like, why am I getting so addicted to this stuff? I don't even want to talk about the size of the bananas. So being a non-American or someone who's an immigrant who wasn't born and raised in America, the food here is not easy to deal with, especially coming from a country where most of the food is organic. We literally have food in our backyard: corn, avocado, banana, mango trees, peach trees. We literally have cows at the back of our yard. Not my yard, but my grandmother's yard. We grow a lot of our food. So here, a lot of the food has a lot of additives because they want food to grow faster, to be sold faster, to make more money. Now, Norris Smith has been the topic for a long, long time. But baby, if it takes you 3 hours to make cheese, or however long it takes for you to make cheese at your house, I say do it. I say do it. In all honesty, even now, I have forced myself to adjust to certain food. But I also know, in forcing myself, I always go through stuff. I went to South Africa last year, end of last year. When I say the first 2 weeks, I can't even say this, but my bowels were just moving. I'm trying to find my words. And when I feel like I flushed everything out that was in my system from American food, my skin glowed. I slept better. I was just like at my peak energetically. And I told my mom, you know what? I've been doing something worse than eating American food. I have been eating American food in restaurants, and that's worse. My mom was like, okay, when you get back, just, circle back to cooking. And I can literally see the difference in my skin, in my energy, in my body. So let's stop judging people for taking care of themselves, because Norris Smith has become the enemy of the United States because she does things from scratch. If I had time and if I could, I'd do everything she's doing. I need to be in the kitchen for a certain amount of time. If I'm in the kitchen longer than 45 minutes, I start to question my sanity. What am I doing here?
American food, ladies and gentlemen, is about profit. It's not about health. And if you're thinking about the health, of your family, you literally got to go spend money behind it and make sure you read labels and know what's in that particular food. Because what you want when you buy any kind of food, if it has 5 ingredients or less, that's where you want to be at. If it has 1 ingredient, that's optimal, right? Because in this country, they don't care about your health. Do you know in the standard American diet, they strip out the fiber? Why? Because when in the processing phase, the fiber is stripped out, because the more fiber something has, the less you're going to eat because you're going to feel full. So if you have no fiber in anything, then you will eat more. The more you eat, the more you buy, right? And that's what it's about. It's about money. They don't care about your health. That food will make you sick. And then the pharmaceutical companies come in, and then now they got some medicine for you. But the medicine, a lot of times, is just for a symptom and not really going to cure you. Really, the food is the problem. Why are you sick? But yet this medical industry is not going to say, hey, this food is making the people sick, even though they have said 90% of the illnesses in America is through diet. You would think the government would get involved and say, hey, what we need to eliminate or put requirements on food companies to put in this food, or what chemicals we need to ban so it won't cause cancers, right? Explosion of cancer all over the place. And yet, if you look in Western countries, you have more cancer in Western countries than any other place. Definitely you have it in America. Now, you look at countries who don't have a high obesity rate, you look at their diet, for instance, Ethiopia don't have a high obesity rate at all. But look at what Ethiopians eat. I love Ethiopian food. I can eat that all the time. It's really good. Some people don't like Ethiopian food, but I do. And Ethiopians, they don't really have a weight problem because they eat more of a, diet is more plant-based, especially injera. It's made, especially when you get it when it's made out of the teff plant. That's, you can eat that. You're not going to put on weight eating Ethiopian food like that, right? Or the times I've went to Kenya and the food is so much better in Kenya. I went to Turkey, food so much better. South Africa, Costa Rica, most of all the different places I've went, the food has been so much better than this place because this place don't care about the American people. This place care about profits, and your politicians don't care about you because those same companies, the food companies, the pharmaceutical companies are putting money in their back pocket. So they're not going to stand up to the pharmaceutical companies. They're not going to stand up to the food companies about your health. They don't care. Because see, have you noticed your average politician eating where most of you would eat? No. Why do you think they eat in certain places, certain restaurants? You say, well, they got more money. That has nothing to do with why people eat certain places. They eat certain places because they know this is going to be more organic food. This is not going to have the chemicals. I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to drink that. You understand what I'm saying? Look at how long a lot of your politicians live. Why do you think they live so long? Because they know not to eat certain things. They know what's in it. They go to the doctor like they're supposed to, right? That's why these people live so long. And yet the average American is dying a lot faster than a lot of these politicians. Think, people, think a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But be careful what you're eating. Anything with high fructose corn syrup, don't eat it, don't drink it. Leave it alone. Matter of fact, leave corn alone because corn is GMO in this country. The way Monsanto has designed that GMO corn is to make the cows and stuff gain weight. And you eating the same corn as the cows and all the different animals, right? Because that's why the cows are so big today. They giving them things to make them bigger than what they should be. Then a pig is one of the worst things ever that you can eat because a pig can eat a dead rat. And then within 4 hours, that dead rat will be ingested into the flesh of that pig. And then you eating a pig? And we're not even talking about the trichina worm. The Bible always talked about that. And we know Islam definitely don't eat no pork. And Christianity and Islam is right about the pork, right? We got to think about this. People look at the diet of the Bible like, only eating things with fins and scales, right? Catfish is one you don't eat because it's not the one of the fish that you should eat, but you eat something like codfish, salmon, things like that. Leave the shrimp alone, crab. And listen, some people in our community love that crab. But I will tell you ladies this, especially you ladies, eating shellfish affects you. Okay, it affects you in your OBGYN health. Let me say it like that in a clean way. Stop eating that. Because when some people say certain people may have issues, start asking them how much shellfish you're eating. You got to eat clean. Just period. But the food here is horrible what they do to the food. But at the same time, we do have good choices here in America too. You just going to have to purposely go get it. You can't go eat Cheetos. Sorry, you can't eat it. But maybe you can get you some plantains, that you can eat, right? That got 1 or 2 ingredients in it. I'd rather eat the plantains than eat Cheetos any day of the week.